What is going on? What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Strictly Art Live number 38. Yeah, we're getting there. It is the Halloween season, October the 15th, halfway point, and we are live, streaming live to you from YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Kick, and IG. So I'd like to welcome you. We're going to do another round two of discussions covering good old horror movie classic characters that could be placed um, or retold in animes, Netflix animes in particular. So yeah, we're gonna cover it. Last week we covered Jason Voorhees, how he would be placed in a world of anime, Japanese anime horror, um, and a Netflix version as well. This time, we are going to explore Freddy Krueger. Now, I'd like to welcome you. In case you don't know who I am a comic book artist. I'm working on my current comic book and also doing freelance art for people that are cool. I don't do work for everybody. Some people I just don't need the headache. Just being honest. But I do work for people, and it allows me to practice what I do, and hopefully, it helps make dreams come true as well. So, it's Tuesday. Um, Hopefully, you had a great weekend. Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger, Freddy Krueger. Let me tell you what a character he is. Today I've thought about many ways on how to approach this character because this character does fall under a lot of atrocious behaviors. And so I like to go ahead and give my disclaimer. Also, first of all, shout out to Ray Haylock. See him in the chat. I got you, sir. Yeah, I was practicing a little bit of like pre-show artwork, where I don't do any talking, and I just do the drawing. I may respond in the chat, but my main focus is just drawing, music, jam session. So here I am once again adding more content, bringing it to you, the people. So I see Raylock's doing great. 15 days without smoking. That's awesome. Um, you know, Value your lungs. Your lungs are very important. I learned that a little while ago. I was a smoker at a young age. And yeah, had to make changes. So that's great. Good to see you making progress. And to see Ray Haylock said also ran the plugin in Good Stuff's cookbook campaign. Ran like a well-oiled machine, made me proud. Excellent. That is always good to hear when technology does exactly what it's supposed to do. So that's a winner. I always like to hear when friends and affiliates that I know of are progressing well, creating growth. Such is the same thing that I try to do. And I tend to sometimes become a hermit because I know um, if I am not getting done what I need to be doing, it creates a bad sense of what's the word? Regret. And I don't like to live life by regret, so I like to get stuff done. So when I disappear, please understand that I am getting things done in what may be the most efficient way for me. It may not be for everyone. I understand people improve and make progress in their own ways, however way it fits to their situation. That's great, however way you can get it done, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. So yeah, Freddy Krueger, he's a character in which I thought about approaching many different ways in this discussion because he has um, a lot of different things he can do. I mean, especially from nightmares. You attack people in their dreams, kill them in their dreams, you kill them in real life. That's a crazy concept to consider. And looking at the fact that around his lore, obviously, he had and like I said, this is a disclaimer. This is all about fiction. This is not my personal views, but this is based upon the story of Freddy Krueger. Um, he had a propensity for young children. He was a sick individual, and his obsession um, was so bad that it led the community, the townsfolk, to burn him in the boiler room. Probably the same boiler room, I think, where he was, um, like burning children or torturing children, however way they did it. So that became his cocoon or nest to a degree, in which he became reborn as a bit of a specter type character, which apparently it doesn't work if you don't remember him. And in Friday the 13th, well, Jason versus Freddy, what did we learn? The townsfolk gave the children a lot of sleeping drugs and stuff. They were on prescription medication to forget, so that way he could not come back to their dreams and kill them. The 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. As soon as you start hearing that stuff, it's already a problem. So that's why he had to get Jason Voorhees as a catalyst to kind of like start instilling fear into the people again, so that way they could remember him. Now, anime wise, oh my gosh, like the whole dream world concept could be expanded upon, and I think it could probably touch on some of the presentation that we saw in Doctor Sleep, which was a sequel to The Shining. If you ever saw that, one of those Stephen King books, that really touched on kind of like the dream world and somewhat astral projection as well, with these kids that had The Shining. And in a way, that's what Freddy preyed upon. He didn't specifically go after kids of The Shining, of course, but he preyed upon, that age group. Now, he wasn't exclusive to that. He just got more fear out of the youth that he killed. He would kill adults if he could. If he could put them in his dream world box, it was a mess. It was a mess. You all had to, fight for your life. And we also learned that Freddy can do um, basically demonic possession to have people kill for him. It would be a systematic way. I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. A systematic way of like possessing a person by breaking them down. Not killing them in their dreams, but just scaring the crap out of them to where they're so fearful, they're no longer in control of themselves. That I think is an interesting concept and could be easily transferred into um, Japanese anime. Now, I don't know if I want to say this statement, but if, well, one, we know this wouldn't get made in today's era, but if it did, if you look at the concept that if Netflix is willing to have a show like Cuties on its in its library, then they actually could probably do some extreme things if it were on Netflix with Freddy Krueger. I'm not really going to go into the detail of it, especially if this was like, cast Netflix aside. If this was just anime that came out of certain studios back in the 80s and 90s, it would be, all bets were off, unhinged, off the chain, over the top, exploitive, and something that, like I said, isn't going to fly today. But like I said, with the dream world concept, you could do so much. Freddy is unlike most of the boogeymen, as we're covering each one of them, one for each show leading up to Halloween. Freddy, in my opinion, Freddy Krueger is one of the most unredeemable characters. Jason Voorhees, yes, he's a killer, but inside his, ghoulish killer, superhuman, supernatural strength body is still a little boy that's hurt, scared, especially still has a fear of, the water, Camp Crystal Lake, which was his tomb. Freddy even exploited that because at the end of the day, that's what Jason came down to. And I've had conversations in person with people that have said, Jason needs to get over that by now. He's been dead and back so many times. True, Jason is in a bit of a loop, which is why he's always drawn to go back to Camp Crystal Lake. He's in a loop of his memories, and thus that made him more susceptible, once again, to the deception of Freddy using dreams. But once Jason was directed by friends that, okay, you can actually hit this guy in real life and fight him and he can't get away and all that stuff. So that's where we got that awesome fight at the end. And again, if these were anime characters on the same property, I'm sure we could get multiple crossovers. Hell, even get the legendary what was it? Michael Myers versus no, it was Freddy Krueger versus Jason versus Ash, Evil Ash. We could have gotten that too in an anime format. Again, it would be great ways to resurrect these series or expand upon the lore. But unfortunately, one of the things is they had actors in it, and some people would say that's taken away from the actor's actual craft, putting in an animation, and oh my gosh, why would you do such a thing? That kind of thing. Purpose of these shows that I'm doing right now for the Halloween season is brainstorming. Um, that is specifically to share ideas, and hopefully, someone may jump on them, expound upon them, and put them to good use. But I'm just sharing my little nuggets of whatever you want to call it, because I think those are cool characters. I grew up with them. They scared the hell out of me, and that was it. So, with Freddy Krueger, what else can you add to Freddy that already has been done on the big screen? What else of Freddy Krueger's lore could you add? Obviously he goes after children, which is a shame. Like I say, he's irredeemable. One thing that you could go after, because if you look at Jason vs. Freddy off of that storyline, he said he had to go to hell to find someone to help the kids remember fear. What would, how can I say this? What would Freddy Krueger in hell look like? Who did he make a deal with in order to get out of hell? And obviously, he manipulated Jason in the process. But if even if we were to dive into another boogeyman, such as Pinhead, male or female version, hell had order there and a hierarchy. So again, if we put Jason and Freddy in an anime with Hellraiser in hell because Jason went to hell, what would that look like? That would be a pretty epic story, I think, because of so many aspects involved. We've in Hellraiser, which we're going to talk about soon, can't say when. In Hellraiser, there are many things we've not seen in Hellraiser. We've just seen the things that have come out of Hellraiser into our world. All right, Haylock said, all right, I got to get ready for work. Catch you soon, Rob. Right, yes, sir. Hey, man. Oh, I got to change the caption. I'll switch to this one. What's going on? Hey, man. How you been? What's the good word? Let me see. Try to make sure I switch back to this stuff. Okay. So yeah, we haven't seen. There are things that we haven't seen from based upon Clive Barker's, I guess, novel, his story when it comes to Hellraiser. And like I said, we're gonna cover that a little bit more. And one of the reasons why I didn't do Pinhead is because the story is so expansive, and I think it crosses over many different um, aspects in which these boogeymen have faced. Let's see here. It says sick, got pneumonia. Oof, be careful with that, man. Pneumonia is dangerous. You know, hope you have the best remedies at your disposal. Um, because yeah, I've heard pneumonia um, is dangerous. Let me just put it that way. Um, Ladies and gents, Hake Man is a awesome artist, a fellow Clip Studio artist, Clip Studio paint artist as well. He uses it a little bit different from me, but he enjoys it. I mean, I like his work. I'm still a fan of his favorite, Billy from Predator, which is a pretty epic sketch. But yeah, wish definitely hope you get well soon, man. So you can share with us some of your great fun stories, like I know you got them. you know. Yeah. So yeah, that getting back to Hellraiser, that's one of the reasons why I didn't really talk much about Hellraiser or dedicate a whole episode because I think it spans across all the boogeymen, and especially the one I'll talk about next week. So yeah, main thing that we have not seen about Freddy Krueger. Well, I guess two things. Obviously, origin story. How did he get to where he got? Um, who influenced him? You know, who was a bug in his ear? Because everybody's got an origin story, but still, that does not make him redeemable in my eyes. He is a flat out vile villain through and through. Working on the bad guy from Anaconda 1. Oh, Paul Cerrone? There's a devil inside of everyone. That dude's a trip. The Anaconda movie with Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez and John Voight. John Voight was cheesy as shit in that joke. That was my favorite character. He was so cheesy. I'll post it in your Discord. Awesome, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Would love to see that. And speaking of which, yeah, I gotta be more active in Discord because yeah, I got some stuff I'm gonna throw in there, the vault of vaults and all that good stuff. But yeah, dude, John Voight and Anaconda, that's a boogeyman by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like he was off the chain. He stole every scene he was in. And even though that movie was like a bit of a spoof movie, you know, like basic jump scare over his giant snakes, you had Eric Stoltz in there too. No, Danny Trejo was not in there, but it was a guy I thought it was. He looked like him. Yeah, boy, bow. Great character. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it was what was it? It was I think they made like two more, or one more. One of them had David Hasselhoff. But obviously, with movies like that, when they start making sequels, the budget gets lower and lower. There's no way it's going to reach its former glory. So yeah, Freddy Krueger, pretty clean, cut and dry, in my opinion. I think um, he is a boogeyman, you know, by every sense of the word. But at the same time, um, that's a dangerous dude. So however way he finagled and kind of worked his way into um, hell, because I guess he'd been stuck in limbo. He had been fighting to get out of fighting to prevent himself from going to hell. We never really saw him go to hell. He always dies, or gets defeated in the dreams, and then he's actually still alive or kind of wounded. Like what form is he in? Is he in like an astral projection form? Obviously, yeah. So some kind of specter form, which weakens and depletes based upon how much fear he accumulates. So that's kind of like the idea of that. And as a quick pause, let's go ahead and take a look at how he does act in some of his stuff, so that way we get a good idea of, like, the Freddy Krueger madness. Let's see. So he always does these grandiose like entrances to scare the crap out of people.
Please, God.
This is God.
He said them claws.
Watch this.
Ha! Dang. Yeah, so he does that stuff to grow more fear. Oh gosh. Come on, dude. Toughen up. Ooh. Dang. That's crazy. But it shows how powerful dreams are that affects a person in the real world. That's a wrap.
Who did this? I'll kill you! Who did this? Oh, God, you scared me.
So yeah, that's just an example of how Freddy draws his power. He doesn't go for the instant kills. He um he drags out like the whole process, savoring more and more fear from the people. So he likes the audience. He likes the stage. Um, he considers himself a grand conductor of madness. And he laughs all the way because that he knows that's what he can incite out of people. While something crazy and gory is going on, for somebody to laugh, that's an absolute maniac. So is the only order to his chaos is truly um, to get as much fear out of the person that he kills as quickly as possible. And once he does kill, and that person dies in the real world with witnesses, he draws more from that. And as soon as people say his name, then that's a wrap. So the fear spreads, literally. So it's just one of those things to really consider. And again, they could do that, but like Freddy is like a type of villain in an anime. He would just have to have a movie. It couldn't be a series because, like, I mean, yeah, he'll keep coming back, but again, in my opinion, he's not redeemable. He couldn't do the thing that I mentioned at the last show, where basically Jason Voorhees could be used as a weapon towards other supernatural enemies. Um, Jason's Jason could be used for that, and thus he could do a movie, or they could do a movie anime or an anime TV show. But for Freddy, I mean, his stuff is just beyond belief and crazy. It twists the boundaries of the mind. Um, obviously, and I keep going back to this Freddy in hell thing because they never did that. Jason went to hell, and Freddy took the mask. You know, so that was a hint, hint. But where was Freddy on standby was like, how, it's tough to grasp how Freddy would operate amongst demons, Cenobites, all those kinds of characters, because he's probably to a degree crazier than them. If we're going off of the Hellraiser standard, so who would he cooperate with in order to get a pardon from hell to come back or to use Jason for such? I think so much more can be explored with that question, but it's just a matter of, will we ever see it? Probably not. Probably not. But that's just a theory. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. So Netflix having a Nightmare on Elm Street TV show animated. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they had a what was it? Nightmare on Elm Street. What was it? Nightmare on Elm Street TV show live action, and every episode was Freddy tearing somebody up. But I don't think that did well either. So, a bit of a grain of salt, not a grain of a salt, but a grain of salt. My words are getting ahead of me. So, what else do we have besides that with Freddy Krueger? He absorbs fear. He grows with fear. What weakens him? People forgetting. The claw is a significant weapon for him. Who the hell knows where he got it from? Yeah, I think that's about it with Freddy Krueger in particular. So, y'all tell me what you think. Freddy Krueger, would it be worthy to have a TV show, anime TV show, or anime movie? Because he's kind of like the kind of character that you defeat. Like I said, unredeemable in my eyes. Some people might pity him, but he's kind of like the snake. You let him in while he's half dead. You nurse him back to health, and he bites you. And don't wonder why. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that. I guess I'll provide some little basic commentary. The Lara Croft Tomb Raider on Netflix show, I watched a little bit of that. It seemed alright. People are mad that Haley Atwell, her natural talents are not on display in that show. Yeah, it's Netflix. They're not going to do that. Hell no. What show have they done that for that wasn't an anime? You know what I'm saying? They're not going to do that. We're fortunate to have what we got in the form of Angelina Jolie for Tomb Raider. And I often said in Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, Gerald Butler as her longtime friend. He basically was Drake, He could have had his own spin-off movie, Drake's Uncharted, but that was before the game ever came out. So that would have been something rather interesting. It was a crossover before it was a thing. So the Lara Croft stuff, I gotta watch a little bit more of that. Right now I've been watching Rad Brad's Until Dawn, like the new PS5 remake. It showed they changed some things, and they have like the actual actors too. It was good to see Britt Dalton get some work after Agents of Shield. I think he did such a great job in that show that he's an actor that shouldn't be neglected. Kind of like what's his name? Um, I gotta find his name. Give me one sec. One sec. One sec. I gotta find his name. What's it called? Hmm. Excuse me. I'm looking. Cass. Man, where? Timothy Oliphant. Yeah, Timothy Oliphant. He's a guy that was he's a good actor, you know. But it is what it is. Not everybody stays in it for the long haul, for the long run. So, great news. On another note, I have started actual panel artwork, and I'm excited to get into that. Like the actual panels, covers are done. Um, I do want to. I can't show them to you. I will show you. You'll see samples of the panels when it's done, and I will approach this thing from as many angles as I possibly can. But yeah, I am excited about that. Get this book underway with all the lessons that I've learned from doing artwork for other people as well. So that's always a plus for me. And see what cons I can attend for next year. Because I am tasked out this year. But, rebuilding is never easy. It is hard. That is why we do it. What else? What else is there to watch? Oh, I did watch a little bit of Penguin. I think I mentioned it last show. I had to cut it off because it was starting to get too good. And I think I have mentioned this before. But yeah, you take the Batman out of that kind of show. Basically, it's a crime drama. And good too, because the villains are just as notable as Batman has been, and in their proverbial aspects and how they do things. The Riddler is going to talk in riddles. The Penguin has a particular walk um, while having a gang. Two Face had a gang in the Batman the animated series. I love it when he had the 2-ton gang. Combined weight bodybuilders are like 2 tons. There were some heavy lifters. So yeah, Joker has basically his um, crowd of clowns, and he's got Harley Quinn with the hyenas. Um, in the Batman 1989 movie, he had the girls that were basically already dead, and they were like, "Love that Joker." Um, so he utilized them for his commercial. It's crazy to think Joker had his own commercials in that movie. He was like taking over the airwaves. You talking about terrorizing Gotham City? He was on it. Jack Nicholson was killing it. Crown Prince of Crime in true form. Um, Killer Croc. Killer Croc takes a lot of work to actually put into it. Obviously CGI and all that stuff because of his stature. He's not human. He's like not even human anymore. Similar to like Man Bat. Those type of characters. You couldn't really put them on TV. It would cost a lot for the budget compared to like a Superman budget TV show. You could throw Doomsday in there because you already have such a big budget for the stuff that Superman can already do. But like a crime show, like something like Penguin, it's a different story. So you have to rely on great acting, and I think that's important. And I also think it's not impossible to have, some special effects, some computer graphics combined with great acting. But somewhere along the lines, somebody figured out, oh, you can't do both. What? Of course you can. Figure it out. Snap ahead. Um, so yeah, that's what's going on with that. What else? What else is there? Y'all tell me as we're continuing this show. We got about 15 minutes left. And I'm just looking over some stuff. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I saw something. No, not worth that one. What else we got? Yeah, I've been kind of out of the loop on some of this stuff, guys. Not much time to really focus on a bunch of stuff. I am reading, was it Spawn number? It's probably outdated by now because I'm taking my time reading it. Spawn 356, where it basically covers the origin of this chick that Spawn is teamed up with to fight Vlad, the leader of the vampires, because most of the supernatural entities and characters have lost their powers after the war in hell for the throne. So yeah, I just finally finished that, and I may backtrack, make sure I didn't miss any issues. I was reading one episode of Gunslinger Spawn, and he got his face back. He was staying up in the hotel, and some housekeeping was being harassed by some dude, and he stepped in to help. And then she freaking told Gunslinger Spawn off. I don't need your help. It's like, oh boy. I think that was the last time I read it. Might have mentioned it in a previous show. But yeah, that's what we had going on with that. So today I think is the last day for what is it? Ernest and the Dreamstone. A lot of dream talk this show, huh? And that is on Kickstarter. I need to make sure I make it a point to get on that today. Okay, I can get rid of that. Hmm. I know there was a Anime USA event this past weekend. Couldn't make it. Wish I could have. But y'all know how it is. Working hard or um, being engaged. One or the other, right? feel like I gotta get rid of this right here. It's interfering with the pattern. Lots of discovery when it comes to this piece. And this had a little more shadow. It's the same color as this, so I want to make sure that the lighting is somewhat similar based on the texture of the clothes. Let's see, make sure I'm not missing out on anybody's comments. Trying to keep this drawing thing going on, man. Since I'm in silent mode. This came out a little too far. Needs to be backed up some. Because I'm looking at the angle of this forearm right here. And it cut out a little too wide. In fact, let me curve it in some. I worked with vectors before, but for comic book art, I mean, you could be very precise once you get it done. But for comic book art, it would be way too tedious. I think it takes up more memory. So I know it's a feature that Clip Studio Paint does have, vector line art and stuff like that, but I wouldn't recommend it for stuff that may need constant changing. Now, if everything's all in place, knock yourself out. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Shame on me. I got metal prints in of some of my artwork, and those I will be creating a video highlighting them soon for people to see, and that way they know what's available in my online store. And plus, too, I like to do proofs of concept in person too, so that I'll be taking some of those as I get more of them. I'm probably gonna order some more like art prints and maybe a metal print, and take some of those with me when I go to Comic Con next year. Hell, might even take them to the local farmers market I got around here. I will exhaust all avenues. Alright, that looks a little bit better. I may come back to that later and question it or challenge it. Try to squeeze in that thumb right there if I can. I don't want it to overlap too much. Just enough to where you know it's there. We're looking. We got 3 minutes left. Anybody got anything they want to share? Any last words? Famous last words? General Ross. Let's see here. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. People that are here, and people that are out are out. Okay. Yes, indeed. So, pretty much projected as far as stuff to get. I'm interested in. I'm gonna get the Ernest and the Dreamstone. Definitely gonna get that. That's a piece of history. Um, Also, who is it? Andy Kubert art book, X Men. I think I'm gonna check that out. I respect Andy Kubert's art style for X Men. It was a good translation fill in for when Jim Lee would step out. So yeah, I'll definitely check that out. See what study material I can get out of that. I'm always looking for study material. That's the key. Not just good books, study material. Something I can grow from. Because without purpose, we would not exist. I'll probably make some adjustments because I want to make sure these look consistent. I want to just throw ink lines down without any proper purchase. Proper purpose. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Okay. Dang it. All right. I'll fix that later. Okay. All right. That's all the time I have for everyone today. Thank you very much for joining me. I am Rob Wilson, comic book artist, video editor, storyteller. Thank you, Ray Haylock, for stopping by. Thank you, Hake Hagee, man. Hope you feel better, sir. Please get well soon. You've got a holiday season, to enjoy with family. So you definitely want to get to that Christmas cake early. Wish you well, sir. And I'd like to thank everyone that did stop by on live to check out what I do. Very much appreciate it. And I thank everyone that may stop by during the replay. May we continue to have great sessions like this and be on the lookout for the next iteration of Strictly Art Live Halloween Edition. It'll be number 39, and we will cover another Boogeyman for that one in an anime format. All right, y'all take care and enjoy your Tuesday evening.